Number 15. Pig feet. Here is where science proves what enslaved cooks already knew. Pig feet simmered for hours until the skin turns gelatinous and the meat falls from the bone contain more collagen per serving than any supplement on the market today. Slaveholders gave the feet to the enslaved because they were considered garbage. But those women braised them in vinegar, onions, and red pepper flakes until they became tender, tangy, and rich. The collagen in the cooking liquid was a natural remedy for joint pain and skin health, benefits that modern wellness companies now bottle and sell for $40. Pickled pig feet became a staple at juke joints and barbershops across the South, served cold straight from the jar with hot sauce and saltine crackers. A food born from being given nothing but bones and skin became comfort food for an entire culture. Number 14. Fried catfish. Rivers and creeks ran through or near most plantations, and enslaved people who were permitted to fish on Sundays supplemented their rations with catfish, a bottom feeder that was plentiful and easy to catch. They rolled the fillets in seasoned cornmeal and fried them in rendered lard in a cast iron skillet until the crust turned golden and shattered at the first bite. The cornmeal coating was the genius. It created a barrier that sealed in moisture while developing a crunch that flour alone could never achieve. Catfish fries became communal events in black communities after emancipation, with entire towns gathering along riverbanks on Friday evenings to fry fish and share stories. That tradition survives today across Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana, where catfish houses still serve it the same way. Cornmeal crusted, cast iron fried, no apology necessary. Number 13. Ham hock and black-eyed peas. On New Year's Day, across the South, you will find a pot of black-eyed peas simmered with ham hock on nearly every stove. The tradition traces back to enslaved cooks who were given the bony, fatty hock of the pig, the cut that sits just above the foot. They simmered it with dried field peas for hours until the smoky pork flavor saturated every bean and the cooking liquid turned into a thick, savory broth called liquor. The dish was filling, cheap, and packed with protein. Black-eyed peas were one of the crops enslaved people grew in their garden plots, having carried the seeds from West Africa where cowpeas had been cultivated for thousands of years. The New Year's tradition of eating them for good luck began in enslaved communities and spread to every table in the South, regardless of race. Today, the Hoppin' John variation, which adds rice, remains one of America's most enduring New Year's rituals. Number 12. The Erased Cookbook. Second pattern break. Controversy incoming. Here is what the history books do not tell you. The most famous cookbook in early American history was The Virginia Housewife, published in 1824 by Mary Randolph. It contained recipes for gumbo, okra soup, catfish, field peas, and dozens of other dishes that were standard in enslaved kitchens. Randolph was a slaveholder. The cooks in her kitchen were enslaved black women whose names never appeared in the book. This happened again and again across the South. White women published cookbooks filled with recipes developed by the enslaved cooks who worked in their kitchens. The knowledge was taken and the credit was erased. When Melinda Russell, a free black woman, self-published a domestic cookbook in 1866, it became the first known cookbook by an African American. But by then, the recipes had already been claimed by others. The entire foundation of Southern cooking was built by black hands, and the cookbooks that recorded it were written by white ones. That erasure lasted centuries. We are only now beginning to correct it.